What's up, guys? Blu-ray Hunter here. Today going to show you off, as you can probably tell by the title, my Arnold Schwarzenegger Blu-ray. So let's get started. Ironically, with the shirt I'm wearing, first film, I have Batman and Robin. Considered the worst Batman film of all time. I can understand why. The only reason I own it because I like Batman and I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I should have said before he got into the movies, but is one of my childhood heroes growing up. One of my all-time favorite actors. So this is probably no doubt about it his worst film of all time, but I still kind of enjoy watching him make those stupid puns. Next up is a 3-pack. I had 2 of these movies in here. I have twice, but Commando, Predator, and The Terminator. All 3 good films. I'll get into a more in-depth thing with Predator and Terminator later, but Commando is an interesting more as that he was a I think he's a special forces soldier that his daughter gets kidnapped. He ends up having to go save her. It's a good film, very typical 80s action film with the cheesy, stupid one-liners, but I miss those. Next up is a film that didn't make its budget, but that was because of 9/11, and that would be Collateral Damage. This is a very good one. I remember when I watched it, I enjoyed it not just because I like Schwarzenegger, just like action movies, and it was very good. If 9/11 didn't happen, this film, no questions asked, would have made its budget easily. I do not have the first film of this series, but I do have the other 2. Expendables 2, the second best of this, the best of this series personally to me. It's very typical of all the action stars get. I shouldn't say typical. It's a typical action film. It starts saying the cheesy one-liners, but all the action guys get together. But it's a great film. And the second best of the series, Expendables 3, very good, and personally, to me, it's a good film, not as good as 2, but it still had its good stuff. I wish they would have had Clint Eastwood in it, like the rumors were, and I also wish Chuck Norris had returned. I do not own Expendables 1, not because I think it's the worst of the series, I just haven't really bought it. I've seen it many times buy it, but I saw other movies that I wanted and got those instead. Next up is a Christmas film, Jingle All the Way. I watched this all the time in my childhood, and I miss not seeing it as much because I recently, a couple of years ago, got it on DVD, but now I had it when I saw it on Blu-ray, snatched up for I think like $7.99 at Best Buy. It's a good film. It's got its typical cheesy stuff in it, but it's still a great film. Another film of his I watched all the time growing up. It's got probably some of his most memorable quotes from this film. Kindergarten Cop. Great film. Would I say it's his best? No, because we all know what his best is, and if you disagree, how dare you? No. Majority of us would say what his best is, and I'll wait for the film until I get to it, but this is definitely one of his top 5s. Interesting enough, I've read that they are making a sequel with Dolph Lundgren. I'd like to see him remake it and put The Rock. That and the Terminator movies would be good with him and with The Rock in it too. Let's see. Got this one. Next up is a lot of people don't like it, but it's still a good movie. A lot of people hate it because it was stupid, but it's not meant to be serious. It's supposed to be a stupid film. And that is Last Action Hero. They're spoofing the action movie cliches and stupidity of it. I mean, I'm not saying the action films are stupid, but the stupid stuff in it. This film, to me, is another top 5 of his films of all time. He basically picks on himself, picks on all the other action stars. I will spoil a part for it if you haven't seen it, just to let you know there is a spoiler coming right now. Best part is when they go to the kid in the movie, he gets a magical ticket from a guy that he's friends with, who claims that Harry Houdini used it, and it could transport you to another world. It ends up being real, but he uses it, and he's trying to tell Jack Slater, who Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing in this movie. He plays himself later in the film too, and Jack Slater. And when he gets to the movie, in the movie, he's trying to tell Jack Slater, this is a movie. Everything you see is fake. It's just fictitious, and it's all meant for entertainment for me and my people in the real world. He doesn't believe him, but the best part of the whole film, there's many memorable parts, but one of the best parts is to go prove to him this is a movie. He asks him to take him to a movie store. Goes to the movie store to show him Terminator 2, which Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in, and when he gets to the movie stand-up of it, it shows Sylvester Stallone in Terminator 2. Said, and the joke on Arnold says in the movie, like, what are you talking about? This is his greatest movie of all time. It's a good part. The next film was one of his first movies he did, big star movies, that he did after he got out of the office of governor. And I thought he was a good governor here. I live in California. That movie would be The Last Stand. It's not his first film he did after he got out of office, but it's one of his best films that he did getting out of office. Sorry for it seemed like a pause or jump there, but I forgot a movie again. This is a movie that came out recently. I'm trying to see when it came out. Apparently it came out 2014, but it recently came out in Blu-ray just this last year, and I picked it up at Walmart. I could get movies there as a discount because I work there, and that movie is Maggie. And when I saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies come out, that was more of it was a Tribeca Film Festival film. I thought to myself, interesting. Tribeca doesn't usually nominate. It nominates good actors, but they don't try to nominate people like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Chuck Norris, and all of that. But when I saw it, I read this plot synopsis. Arnold Schwarzenegger in a zombie movie, and I'm like, I love zombies. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I was like, I have to see this movie. I had to buy it. Bought it. You see the zombies. Not much zombies in it, but Arnold does do the typical Romero style, destroy the brain, and it's dead. But it's a good film. I would highly, even if you're not a Schwarzenegger fan, I'd suggest checking this movie out. You will like it. Alright, gotta make sure I didn't forget another Schwarzenegger movie. Knowing my luck, I probably did. How do you call you instead of a fan? Horrible impression. Alright, I showed you this is one of the movies that was in the 2-pack. I'm gonna fix the thing inside the case here. It's the only Predator movie. Oh, I just gave it. It's Predator. This is the only movie in the Predator movie series that I could really watch. The others just to me were eh. Great film. They originally wanted Jean-Claude Van Damme to be the Predator, to play the Predator. But he didn't feel comfortable wearing the suit, and it made me like. At that time, he had an ego too, so he probably didn't want to be in the same film with Schwarzenegger and be like, "Ooh, my reputation's ruined." The other film from the 3-pack, The Terminator, the movie that made him basically the star he is. This is a good film. It's done by James Cameron. I like James Cameron's movies, but personally, James Cameron as a person, human being, is an asshole. That's all I'll say about him. From what I could remember reading about this, they originally wanted O.J. Simpson. But James Cameron, what is this? James Cameron said he was too nice of a guy to play a whole cold-hearted killer. I'm like, whoa. Weird. Next up is Arnold Schwarzenegger's best movie of all time, Terminator 2. I'm recording from my phone, so that's what the glare is on the screen case there. This movie, I watched probably 1 billion times as a kid. I remember my mom told me a story when I was in kindergarten. I got suspended from school for imitating Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it's like, what the heck? It's like, would you rather me do that or do something worse? Next up, the second worst of the series, which is Terminator 3. I got this from a store in San Luis Obispo, which is about an hour and a half from here, called Cheap Thrills. I got it for $5.99. This movie, it's good, but it's, like I said, it's the second worst. The worst in the series, obviously, to me, is Salvation, because of the lack of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, but it just did not have a good. I watched bits and pieces of it, and I just couldn't get into it. The only thing I liked was the CGI Schwarzenegger, but they couldn't get him because he was the governor at the time. And my last film of his I have is the recent Terminator Genesis. I would consider this the third best of the 5 films. It sticks to the original 2. It did a very good job, and I liked how they altered the first. They went back and they altered the first storyline of the first film and switched it up a bit, and then put it more into the future, trying to stop Skynet. It didn't do so good in the box office. It made its budget. It did okay, but I hear there's more movies coming. If you watch it, right at the end credits, there's a scene. Won't spoil it. You gotta see it for yourself. I thought this was a good film. Well, that is my Arnold Schwarzenegger Blu-rays I own. Like I said before, if you like these videos, thumbs up, subscribe, comment some suggestions in the future. Right now, my next video I'm planning for would probably be, I don't know, probably just a random review of a movie. So this is Blu-ray Hunter. I will see you guys later.